guys, AstroCass here, back with a quick astrology update. This one is for my celebrity series where we're going to be going through celebrities or prominent figures throughout history and looking at their astrology chart and seeing what we can kind of see through their natal chart. I picked Jessica Alba today. Love her movies. But I just think she's a really interesting person with what she's done business-wise. And so I just thought, why not let's have a look at her chart and just kind of see what her energy is like based on her astrology chart. Remember that this is all just my opinion and this is for entertainment purposes only, no facts. This is just looking at her chart and me analyzing it and telling you what I kind of think about that. Also, if you do like this channel, please subscribe. I would love to build my audience and build my subs. It would mean a lot to me to grow my channel. Also like and comment below, interact. That energy exchange is really important for me growing my channel. And I just think it's a really nice energy exchange because I'm putting in so much to sharing my, I guess, skills with astrology with you and giving you guys a great form of content here that I just like that energy exchange can happen between us. But with that all being said, let's have a look at Jessica's chart. So the main things we usually always like to look for in astrology are the rising or ascendant, same thing, rising, ascendant, the ruler of the ascendant, and also the sun and moon and where they're placed in the chart. Now, Jessica is actually a very late degree Leo rising, which I love. I love that Leo energy. I have a Leo stellium, so I just think that that's fabulous. But with having a Leo rising, you get a lot of attention. You've got that star factor. You are a great performer. You might be like a little fashionista. You're also very fiery. You could be quite sporty or active as well because it is a fire sign. They like to be admired and adored. They like to be seen. They're usually very creative and, as I said, like great performers, singing, dancing, acting, all those sorts of things they're quite good at. So she obviously is quite a well-known actress. She's kind of stepped back a little bit since having her kids and I guess starting her other businesses, but predominantly when she was younger, that's how she was known, was for her acting, and she was quite good at it. And she was also, you know, a lot of the time projected upon because she was quite beautiful, and I guess a lot of people thought she was very good looking. So with that all being said, the ruler is actually her sun, which we wanted to talk about anyway. Now, Jess's sun is in Taurus. Now, Taurus is an earth sign. This is very grounded. It's very stable, very reliable, very steady. When it's in Taurus, they might enjoy things that are very earthy in nature. However, we also need to take into account the house. Now, I use whole sign house systems. This is in Placidus house system. So it is a little bit different. So I'm going to explain it in whole sign house system. But that just means that when we're looking at Jess's chart, that sun actually plays out in her 10th house of career and reputation, even though obviously looking at the Placidus house system, it looks like it's in the 9th. As I said, I'm reading whole sign. So we are going to say that sun in Taurus is actually in her 10th house of career, reputation, legacy. It's the most public part of her chart. So this tells us that her physical body, her image, her self-branding is really well known. It's very public. This could be a really good indicator for fame, in my opinion. It's also very close to her Mercury. There's pretty much a little bit of a conjunction happening there with Mercury and Venus as well. Her NC and Chiron is also all there in Taurus, giving off that very Taurus vibe. Now, a Taurus midheaven and the sun being in Taurus in the 10th house, this shows somebody whose career is like very stable, very grounded. This gives like off the girl next door. Like this person comes across as very beautiful, down to earth, very naturally beautiful, very... It links to the 5 senses, a lot of pleasure. It's ruled by Venus, right? And Venus is there in rulership next to the sun. Love that for her, okay? But she comes off as very sexual, very sensual, very grounded, very much the girl next door, very natural beauty. So we love that. And it's not surprising that her business that she's kind of created in partnership with other people and businesses. But She does a lot for makeup. She's created like a company called Honest, and they're like meant to be really great like natural organic kind of products for like makeup, for cleaning the house. They've got baby products, everything like that. But it's called Honest because obviously they're meant to be using like, more organic and like healthier kind of products. And I think that that's really great. That really connects into that type of Taurus energy. And makeup is definitely for me a very sensual Taurus, Venus type energy. So I think that that just is perfect for her. And with her sun, I mean, she's got a beautiful trine from her Sagittarius Neptune, which means that, like, yeah, she films really well, especially being like a star and being famous. Like, she films very well in photos and in, videos. People kind of put this bit of a fantasy on her. And then other than that, the only other aspects to that sun is obviously the conjunction with like Venus and Mercury and stuff there. So, I mean, having Mercury really close to your sun can make you a really good communicator. She might also be a really great singer with that Mercury in Taurus. Very good musician and very good communicator, very sweet voice. I don't think I've ever heard or seen anything of her actually singing songs, but it could be a hidden talent of hers. Otherwise, it just shows that she speaks really well, very feminine, very beautiful, very soft. And she does, like, her voice is beautiful. Like when she's talking and speaking, like I like to listen to it. So kind of just gives that soft, earthy, feminine kind of side to it. When we look at her moon is in Aquarius. Now, this makes her a little bit more rebellious. The moon in Aquarius, and it's actually in, I think it's her 7th house. Yes, 7th house in whole signs. This means that she might be in some really unconventional relationships or relationships that might seem a little bit different to other people. They go against the norm. But she might be a very emotionally detached person too with the moon in Aquarius. The moon will also represent her mother and kind of how she is as a mother too. So I feel like she would be like a really quirky mum. She would be like really friendly with her kids. And she's also probably not a hugely emotional person either, because although they do have emotions when you've got that moon in Aquarius, they're usually, as I said, they're more logical and they are more detached. And that's playing out in the 7th house of like her relationships, marriage, close one-on-one relationships. So that's where she gets the most emotional nurturing from, is like those unconventional relationships, her unconventional marriage. That's where her security and her emotional needs get met, or where she puts in a lot of emotional nurturing, if that makes sense. I won't really kind of go into great detail on a lot of the other things, other than I just think it's super interesting that she has Jupiter, Saturn, and Pluto in her 3rd house in Libra. Now, the 3rd house links to our communications, our thoughts. It also links to like our neighborhood. It links to our siblings. It also links to like our early school days, like primary school, and friendships, our early friendships. So Libra is like all about peace and balance and the scales, and it's about those connections and networking. Now, Pluto is about transformation and crisis. So it's one of like the more malefic, harder planets. And then you've got Saturn, which is like a malefic as well. And it's one of the harder planets. I mean, Pluto's not technically a malefic, but like I think it's a really hard planet. Saturn definitely is a malefic planet, and it's very like challenging if it's got hard aspects. And Saturn's about restrictions. It's about discipline, needing to be responsible, needing to work really hard. It can also show our fears and stuff like that as well. So all of those are in the 3rd house. And then you've got, sorry, the birds are chirping away out there. But then you've got Jupiter, which is about expansion and growth. It's about our wisdom and our beliefs, and it's about abundance and life. And that's all in her 3rd house. So this shows that she is very wise with her thoughts and communication, but she might have had situations where she felt restricted, probably from her father, because the Saturn and the Sun can both represent the father in astrology, or authority figures, especially maybe through school. There was some kind of crisis. There was something really traumatic that happened around her communicating her thoughts and ideas, or in her childhood, like at primary school or with her siblings, something that caused a bit of fear and restriction there. And And then obviously like that Taurus stellium in the 10th house really shows a big career. It shows a lot of her life is very public. And having Venus, as I said, in rulership in Taurus is stunning. I mean, she works really hard because it's in the 10th house, which is a Capricorn and Saturn house. And again, as I said, like Taurus shows like stability and like, things being sturdy. So a sturdy career. She's got Mercury in there. So she thinks about her career a lot. She talks a lot about her career and her reputation. Big public talker, very famous. That's what she loves as well, because Venus is what we love. It's where we find pleasure, and it's in her 10th house. So work for her is pleasurable. It's where she has a lot of relationships as well, is through her public image, is where she meets romantic relationships, but also has a lot of close one-on-one relationships. It's also where she makes the most amount of money, is through that as well, because Taurus and Venus can represent money as well, even though Virgo technically is her second house and rules over money for her. Mercury's up there with Venus. So this definitely relates to like money for her, and doing it through natural remedies. And because Virgo energy in the second house shows like making money in a very analytical, critical, detail-orientated way. And Virgo can also rule over like earthy products like flowers and herbs and organic things as well. And that Mercury is up there in Taurus with Venus, and Taurus is another earth sign. So it's like it's all linking with her natural products and like beauty and makeup and getting rid of all the nasties and stuff out of it. Like it all makes sense for her. And, she's had a pretty long-term relationship. So that moon in Aquarius isn't surprising. But I mean, I don't think from my kind of understanding that it's too unconventional, other than there's a bit of an age difference. I don't think there's anything super scandalous, but Aquarius energy can just show that there's something a bit quirky and unique about the relationship. But majority of, I guess, Jessica's personality is very Taurian because of that stellium. She comes across as very stubborn, very set in her ways, very loyal. She might also be kind of a little bit more slower to do things, because Taurus energy is not necessarily like lazy, but they do like to be a bit bougie and the luxe side of things and relax and take their time with things. Sleeping in, stuff like that, linking to their five senses, massages, all that type of energy. However, her Mars is like her action, her passion, what she's fighting for, what she's fighting with. It's her willpower, her desires. It's in Aries, in rulership. We love that. And it's in the 9th house. So travel, higher education, learning, wisdom. Oh, it's all beautiful for her. Excuse me. So that's pretty much all I kind of wanted to say about her chart, just to give you a bit of an overview on who she is. I really hope you enjoyed this. Don't forget to subscribe and like, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.